Hey guys, it's Savior here, back again with another Minecraft physics video. And today we're going to show you another one of my home experiments assigned to be by my teacher. It's right in front of us right here, as you can see. The sign will tell you that it was my 11th home experiment. And today we are going to be converting potential energy, more specifically gravitational potential energy, into kinetic energy. All of these platforms are 5 blocks away from each other, and putting a minecart down each of them shall give us a point where we can see how far it goes. These blinkers right here are supposed to indicate the transfer of gravitational potential energy to kinetic energy to prove that the law of conservation of energy is true. But guys, before we do all of that, we need to find the friction of Minecraft minecarts. It's a very simple experiment, you see. And under me, you can see a parabolic railway track which we will put our minecart in to show that friction really does reduce the energy that is inputted. So if we put a minecart right here, you'll see how it goes. As you can see, there's a lot of friction, because in normal circumstances, the conservation of energy would cause it to do a full conversion. And during those times, the minecart would go up and down. But right now we are going to test the actual minecart and put them down the railway. So let's get on with that. I'm just going to go back to my little setup over here. So just remember this. The minecart rails do have some friction. So when we place our minecarts down there, we will be sure that there is not a full conversion and that the efficiency is not completely 100%. So let's just place these minecarts and let's see what happens. So 5 blocks is put, and then I will put the 10 blocks in spot. After that, I'm going to put the 15 blocks. And then finally, last but not least, the 20 blocks. And let's see the 20 blocks roll down, and from this pattern, you saw that blinker, the potential energy did convert to kinetic energy. More so, the more you go up, the more potential energy is stored, and is then transferred into potential energy. And as you can see, my science teacher has visited to explain physics of our minecarts. So, hello class, this is Mr. Arias, and we are going to do another experiment where we're going to place the minecart right here. And this is where the potential energy is at its fullest, where kinetic energy is at 0, and when this goes down, this actually earns a little bit of kinetic energy. So the total energy is now equal to kinetic plus potential. When it fully goes down, as we're watching the video, the blinker will turn on because that potential energy was converted to kinetic energy. And at this state, the minecart is going to rest. When it is at rest, it will only have kinetic energy, because its potential energy is 0, because it's at the ground where the height is 0. So when we place our minecart right here, as you can see, it's not a full conversion. But due to that, there's actually more than one force rather than gravity, and that is friction. And we will explain that in a bit of a bonus lesson, if I do say so myself. The reason these cause is because the minecarts, when they go farther and farther, more friction attains them. So that is why there is more friction that acts upon the minecarts as they go farther and farther, which is why the higher one doesn't have such a gap. And we will go into our bonus lesson of the day, which is, in this case, there are just more than one force acting on this. If we draw a free body diagram right here, you can see that the first force is gravity, always gravity. And then there is normal force, since it is standing on a platform, or our railways. Normal force is like that. And finally, friction. These 3 forces combine to make what pushes the minecart and what pulls it. And due to that, the minecart does not do a full conversion, because if it did do a full conversion, there would be no friction. Let's go on to our review, where we learned from our previous lesson that PE is equal to KE if KE ends at a height of 0. Some things both have PE and KE, which is when we use the second equation. And during a ramp fall, there is more than one force in action as seen in our free body diagram. Thank you, Mr. Arias, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had a blast making this Minecraft physics, and I hope you enjoyed the lesson for today. In the meantime, I will say goodbye to you all.